The usual narrative goes something like this: Phantasy Star III was the worst game in the series. But are the critics right? Phantasy Star III was a game I wanted to love, especially since its predecessor was a science fiction classic and arguably one of my favorite games on the Sega Genesis. Now, to be fair, there are some really great moments, like finding Laya's younger sister, who's also named Laya, and waking her from a cryogenic sleep to hear her version of history, or how the fight against Loon resolves. You bring Laya's sister with you, and when Loon sees her, it calms him and brings him to his senses. The 1,000-Year War is finally at an end. Or if you're fighting against the cyborg General Siren, he retreats when you first beat him, but in the next generation you find him as an old mess, falling apart, feeling guilty about his part in the conflict. Something about seeing the once feared warrior in a frail state, regretting his past, was moving. I just wish they could have done more so that those moments had more meaning. That's the thing that bugs me. There are really good seeds of ideas here for the characters, it's just that they never fully get the chance to germinate. While Phantasy Star III struggles in developing its characters, it shines when it comes to weaving together a fascinating science fiction plot. Players eventually learn that the game is connected to the events of Phantasy Star II and the tragic destruction of the planet of Parma. In the aftermath of its demise, multiple colony ships escape and roam the stars to find a new home. And I'm not sure why they didn't just hop over to Moda or Dezo, but over 1,000 years later, the people of the colony ship the game takes place on completely forgot that past. I love the implications this had for me as a kid, making me wonder how much of our own history was real and how much of it had been distorted over time. There is a concern in oversimplifying history from a dialectical perspective, framing it as two forces battling against each other. There's usually a far more complex pigmentation to the motivations and politics that drive an age. In PS3, there's an acknowledgement of that complexity as the dialectic is reframed from Orakio and Laya to humanity versus Dark Force. While it doesn't pursue the theoretical implications to a deeper level, it does make us think about how a lot of our own conflicts are based on the beliefs and ideas developed by people who lived more than 1,000 years ago. Would those original figures have wanted so much death and suffering inflicted in their name?